I'm Soledad O'Brien. Welcome to Matter of Fact. The Senate is back and facing fast-approaching deadlines on some deeply divisive issues. A potential government shutdown, funding for CHIP, the Children's Health Insurance Program, extending protections for undocumented immigrants brought here as children. No agreement, bipartisan or otherwise, comes without conflict and, in many cases, a bit of prodding from the Senate pulpit.
Give our legislators the integrity to strive to do all the good they can for as many as they can for as long as they can.
That's U.S. Senate Chaplain Barry Black during his opening prayer to the Senate this week. For nearly 15 years, Chaplain Black has been the spiritual advisor to a flock of nearly 7,000 senators, family members, and staffers. The retired Navy Rear Admiral is the first African-American Senate chaplain. It's so nice to have you, sir. Thanks for being with us.
I'm delighted to be with you, Soledad.
How would you describe your job?
I describe my job as being a spiritual resource to our lawmakers, the members of their families, and the members of their staffs. Well, I think the first responsibility of my job is to ensure that I model the kind of ethical behavior that I am encouraging our lawmakers to have.
Of course, this is a country founded on the separation of church and state. Isn't having a chaplain who opens up the meeting of the Senate almost a contradiction of that?
Well, separation of church and state does not mean separation of God and state, Soledad. In the 1787 Constitutional Convention, Benjamin Franklin said, "We need to pray," and eventually they did. One of the first acts of the new Congress in 1789 was to establish a chaplaincy. So it is clear that our framers intended for there to be a spiritual dimension to government.
We're at an interesting time in the Congress where conversations about inappropriate behavior, that's really been the headline from last year, now moving into this year. How do you deal with that?
I do counseling, and I've done counseling for 27 years as a Navy chaplain. I've done counseling now for nearly 15 years in the Senate. So people come to me with those challenges, and I usually know about a lot of the things that are going on long before they hit the headlines. I believe that there needs to be boundaries and that there certainly should be zero tolerance about certain behavior.
Do the senators ask you what to do?
Sometimes, yes.
And do you tell them?
My position is nonpartisan and non-sectarian, but it does not mean that I put my brain in neutral. So when they come to me behind closed doors and they say to me, "Chaps, what do you think about this particular issue?" Of course, I can share with them my view of it.
You had some hardcore words for the Senate.
Let us pray. Deliver us from the hypocrisy of attempting to sound reasonable while being unreasonable.
That's a bit of a condemnation, if you will, to the senators?
Yes.
How did they take it?
You're talking about a prayer I prayed during the government shutdown, when there were people who were not getting paid, when there were Capitol Police officers who were working without a salary, when I was working without a salary. And that, a radical disease necessitates a radical cure.
You were mad. I mean, you sounded mad.
We put, righteous indignation is a better description.
Sorry, you sounded like you had righteous indignation. How did the senators take that?
The number one constituent whom I must please is the omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent God of the universe. He's the one, or she, that I'm concerned about.
What do you hope that when you walk away from this job, and it's a lifelong, I mean, you can hold this position for as long as you like, what do you hope people take away from what you've been able to give to the Senate?
I hope they see me as a servant and a steward. You're looking at a kid who grew up essentially in Freddie Gray's neighborhood in Baltimore, Maryland, who did not shake hands with a white person until I was 16 years of age. And I'm the chaplain of the United States Senate. So I have an optimism and I have a desire to serve this nation and to ensure that what Witherspoon, one of the Puritans, said, it indeed will become and remain a shining city on a hill.
Chaplain Black, it's so nice to have you today. Thank you.
It's a joy to be here.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
And likewise, thank you.
Great.